What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marvel of Matter back with another video, and today what I'm going to be talking about are the experiences that only attractive men have with women, right? The experiences only attractive men have with women. A lot of times in these types of videos where we talk about signs of being attractive, it's very hard for guys to really pinpoint if they are attractive because a lot of the signs are a bit ambiguous, right? Men in general have the similar experiences. Or the way I'll put it is, you can be in the same experience. It feels like the same experience, but it's for different reasons. So an example of that would be, let's say you're at a party, right? It's not a crazy large club, but it's not a tiny intimate party. It's like maybe, 30, 40 people. Maybe you're at a pool party, right? And there's two guys. There's one really attractive girl. They're both interested in that girl. The girl may not talk to either one of them for the entire night, but she may be not talking to them for different reasons. So one of the guys she happens to find really attractive, and she's maybe intimidated by him, doesn't want to reveal that her interest in him, wants him to kind of come and get her. She's playing coy, she's playing hard to get. For whatever reason, you know what I mean, that she's ignoring him, she's ignoring him. And then there's the other guy who she just doesn't notice. He doesn't stand out, right? He's not attractive. He's not overly unattractive. He just blends into the background. She doesn't really notice him. There's 30, 40 people there. It's easy to lose, right? He's easy to lose. So both of these guys are seemingly having the same experience. Both of them are experiencing her not talking to them. One, the girl's actively not looking, not talking, avoiding a guy so that, maybe it entices him to come talk to her. The other guy she just wouldn't talk to because she just doesn't notice him. There's no reason for her to talk to him. Now, both guys, depending on their confidence level, could believe either one is the case for them. They could believe, if their confidence is low, they could believe that, she just didn't notice me, I was blending in the background, whatever. Or if their confidence is high, they might both think she was ignoring me on purpose because she's so into me, right? And this is the case for a lot of different signs, like the proximity sign. A lot of people like to use proximity as an example of, or a sign that a girl is feeling you. But how do you know she's coming close to you? You're not the only male in your vicinity, right? She could be in proximity to your friend. She could be in proximity to the guy over there. She could be in proximity to the bartender. She could not be in proximity to any of y'all, and she's trying to get in a good position for a different guy entirely to be able to see her. There's so many different reasons she could be standing where she's standing. And again, unless you have experience that lets you know you're attractive, and so girls typically get in the proximity of you and then something happens, typically, you don't really know what the reason that she's standing there is for. Right? There could be three guys standing there. She stands next to, all three of the guys, and all three of them could think, oh, she's standing here for me. And if nothing else happens, there's no way to tell these guys that she wasn't standing there for them, right? Like if she doesn't, this is why I always use the hover and bump. I never use the hover by itself because the hover, you don't really know if that's you. But once you get that bump, then you know, right? If she's in proximity, but she bumps into you, then you know the proximity was for you. If she hovers and then I'm sorry, starts a conversation with another guy, then you know it was for him. It wasn't for you, right? Just the hovering, just the proximity alone is confusing. And so a lot of guys don't know where they stand because these signs are so vague, right? Girls are good at being vague. They're being vague on purpose. So guys don't really know where they stand. But there are experiences that are clear, crystal clear, and you will not be confused whether you are attractive or not. I will say these signs cannot be a one-off. It can't be, oh, this happened to me one time. Oh, this happened to me twice in the last 10 years or twice in the last 3 years or whatever. Like it so rarely happens that it's not a part of your lifestyle. It's not something you expect to happen. It's a shocker every time, right? If the experiences I'm about to mention, if they are a shocker every time, then you shouldn't use that as a qualifier. If it's so rare that you don't like you don't see a pattern of this happening throughout your life. That's the disclaimer. But the first one I'll say is women will be physical with you. They will be physical with you. They will initiate physicality. This can be to varying degrees, right? It might be as small as, okay, she gets in your space or she allows you to get in her space and she's not uncomfortable, she doesn't back away. Women don't like guys in their space that they don't know, typically, unless they're attracted to them. That's the only time. Now, if she lets you in her space because she's known you for a long time, that doesn't count. That's not the same thing. But if you just met a girl, or typically when you just meet girls, they're not tripping about you being in their space, right? You might be close and you bump into them, and or your arms are just kind of touching each other and they don't pull it away, right? They're just kind of comfortable touching you, being very close to you. You're talking to them, you're close in their face, and they don't back away. Or if maybe they back away instantly, like as an instinct, but then they might come back to you and they'll be super close and kind of in your face, right? Once you break that barrier, they'll kind of just go along with it, like, oh, okay, cool, this is what we're doing. And they're really, and they don't know you that well. That's the main thing. They don't know you that well. If they know you well, it's harder to tell if it's because of attraction, right? Now, to go on to the more extreme ends, girls may, right? Let's say you're in a work environment or you're out somewhere, you're at a club, whatever. They might just walk by and touch you. They might just walk by, rub your back, walk by, grab your arm, kind of look at you. You know what I mean? They'll break that touch barrier with you, and it might even be in a sexual way. That will happen to you fairly often. When you like, it won't be a shock. It won't be like, oh wow, I can't believe this girl touched me. Like, oh, this is so. It'll be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? That you'll kind of be used to it because it'll happen often enough. Then, even more extreme situations, you might be out at a club, a bar, right, a party. You're just walking through, a girl might just stop you and dance with you. You might be standing in your own spot, doing your own thing, girl just come and dance on you, right? It might get even more extreme, and then you're out, a girl just stop you and kiss you. You know what I'm saying? You're out on a night out, girl just stop you, kiss you. Girl just come up, touch your face, oh my gosh, you're so handsome, right? These types of things will happen. I remember one time, this is probably the most extreme PG story I have. I went out with my friends. This is like college. I'm like 18, I think. I'm like 18, maybe 19. I had only gone to the club one time in my life before that. It was an 18 plus club. And so we were doing another 18 plus club, but we were going on a party bus to get there. So me and my boys, one of my boys was dating this girl, so it was her friend's birthday or whatever. So we were going on their party bus. We're on the party bus, all the guys are sitting up front, all the girls are in the back, right? How it usually starts. The dudes are talking about how one of the girls is a stripper back there, right? So they're like, yeah, she's a stripper, boom, boom, boom. So we're talking about that. Girls start dancing a little bit, guys start dancing a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. We really just waiting for the club. So we get to the club. Mind you, I had only been to the club once, and the last time I went, they would chill on the dress code. This time I get here, I'm at the front, bro's like, nah. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, you need my ID? He's like, no. He's like, you can't wear that hat, you can't wear that tank top, and you can't wear them shorts in here. And you really can't even wear the sneakers. You need to have like, I was wearing Jordans. He's like, you gotta have some like different type of shoes. So long story short, I couldn't get in. Almost everybody on the party bus went in. There was a few of us that couldn't get in. So we went to the other club, and that shit was whack. There was nobody there. It was all boys and no girls worth mentioning. So I'm standing there for a little bit and I'm like, you know what? Forget this. I'm just gonna go sit on the bus. So I go back, I sit on the bus probably for like an hour and a half while these people, everybody's in there having fun, dancing, they drinking, they doing everything, right? Some of them are texting me like, yo, it's crazy in here, it's crazy. You know, they're rubbing it in. It's crazy in here, it's crazy in here. Yeah, cool. I'm on YouTube or whatever I'm doing at the time. They come out, they're like, yo, it was crazy in there, yo. Bitches was in there twerking, they was doing backflips and twerking, splits and twerking. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. Y'all rubbing it in, I get it. I'm in the middle of conversation, and a girl that was on the party bus earlier, she gets back on, her and her friend's the stripper. The girl gets on top of me, takes my hat, straddles me. the friend who's a stripper goes around my back and like puts her legs on either side, not like on me, but on the side, because there's like a stair that she could sit on top of me, and they give me a lap dance all the way home. I don't know these girls. I never met these girls. I didn't talk to them when we was on the bus. There was no reason for them to do this. All my friends are going crazy. They're like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. If I could find the picture, I'm gonna drop the picture, because one of them took like a picture of it happening, which is insane. But this is what I'm saying. Things like that will have happened to you. Things like that will have happened to you. You'll have multiple situations of things like that. Like girls, I'm walking through the party, a girl pushed me up against the wall, start dancing on me. Like stuff like that. I'm walking through, girl just grabbed me and kissed me. Stuff, you know what I mean? Things like that will have happened to you over the course of your life, when you go out, when you're at parties, when you're, you know what I mean? A lot of times when there's girls around, something will happen. It might not always be extreme like that, but there will be some variation of women being physical with you. That's just what's gonna happen if you're an attractive guy. So if that's the case, then you don't need to be confused. You can know for sure that you're an attractive guy. The second thing is, you also know that you don't need to show interest in order for a woman to show interest in you. A lot of guys believe that if they don't show interest first, if they don't initiate, if they don't go and try to make something happen with a girl, nothing will happen with girls. If you've actually tried that, if you've actually tried not doing anything, you go out, you just focus on yourself, or focus on, you know, your boys or whoever you came with, you just chilling, you cooling, and nothing ever in the history of everdom has happened to you. No girl has ever come up to you. No girl has ever approached you. That's not a good sign, right? That's not a good sign. That typically that would have happened to you. If you're an attractive guy, that will have happened to you. The guys who know. The guys who don't. But if you're an attractive guy, typically that will have happened to you. However, I will say, if that hasn't happened, you will have at least received interest from a girl that you may have talked to, but you didn't show any interest. Nothing was sexual about the conversation. You didn't have to escalate. You didn't have to, you know, come with a sexual vibe. You didn't have to anything. Nothing had to be forced. Nothing had to be sexual. You were able to just have a regular, maybe it was a philosophical, maybe it was a shallow conversation, maybe it was a superficial conversation, maybe it was small talk. But after that conversation, the girl is interested in you, and she shows you that she's interested in you by either following you on Instagram without y'all exchanging Instagrams, asking for your Instagram, asking for your number, right? Something that shows you she wants to continue to communicate with you. She wants to continue to engage with you. And there's no reason besides you just had conversation, right? And it's not friendly, because a lot of times if it's friendly, right? This is why I said, the first thing I said was, she'll follow you without even asking you, without exchanging. She'll find you and follow you. Because if it was a friendly thing, she might be like, oh, you're really cool. Like, we should, you know, blah, 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 snowboard or whatever y'all was talking about, right? Even that is a good sign, but it could be platonic, depending on what y'all talking about, depending on the girl, right? Some girls just are friendly, so it could be platonic. But if she just finds a way to find you after a regular conversation, you didn't tell her your name, you didn't tell her anything, you didn't talk about anything, you didn't talk about meeting up after, you didn't talk about any future plans, you just, maybe you introduce yourself, you know what I mean? And then you just went about your way after the conversation, like, all right, cool, I see you. And you were not interested, there was nothing sexual there was none of that. And she finds a way to find you, she finds you attractive. And if that happens a lot, then you are an attractive guy. That's a way to know. If girls just show interest in you without you really having to show interest, you just show up and be regular and you get girls. That's a way to know, to be sure. Because you didn't have to create the attraction. You didn't have to, you know, inject the sexuality, inject the sexual vibe into the interaction. She just felt that for you. She just felt attracted to you. Now she might say something sexual to you. She might kiss you. She might whatever. All these things are possible, but it's the main thing is you're not the one initiating it. She's initiating. She's showing the interest, right? So for example, recently, two things happened. One, I was on set for a short film, And one of the girls who was doing like the sound or whatever, she was doing like production. She wasn't the other actress, so we didn't really have to talk like that. We didn't really have to interact like that. But one day everybody's having lunch and we're all sitting at the same table, so we're just talking about, everything. And I talk about YouTube. I talk about my YouTube with them, and they're like, "Oh, that's really cool." Blah 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 blah. Right. Fast forward like 2 days later, it's the last day, and I'm talking to the girl, and I'm like, "Oh, yo, we should exchange Instagrams," because I had already exchanged Instagrams with everybody else, and she was cool, she was cute. I thought she was cute too, so I was like, "Yeah, let's exchange Instagrams." She pulls out her phone, she opens Instagram, and my shirtless pic is the first thing that pops up. She gets red, and then she goes, "Oh, she's like, oh yeah, I was telling my mom about your YouTube channel or whatever." So I was like trying to find it. I'm like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, cool." So she just landed on the shirtless picture, and that was it, right? That's obviously not the case. So she went out of her way to go find my page, and then she just found something that she liked on the page. Now, she didn't follow me in this case, but it's because she had a boyfriend, because we did end up following each other, and I saw, oh, she had a boyfriend, so she couldn't just go and follow me. So sometimes that's the case. But, you know, this was an example that they will go and they will find you. I didn't say anything sexual to this girl, right? We were in a group talking. It wasn't even a one-on-one. And she took it upon herself to go and find my Instagram and look at the things she liked to look at, right? So that's one. Another one, I'm on set with a girl, and this is very recent. This is last week. And she shows up. She's signing papers or whatever. I come in. I already signed my papers earlier, so I just sit down. I walk by her. She doesn't look up, so I'm like, all right, I guess she's not like a friendly person. So I sit down. I get on my phone. I start editing a video. Boom. The person who's in charge or whatever calls us and brings us to go to the dressing room. So we go. We wait in there. I'm on my phone, editing my video. She goes, "Oh, have you worked with them before?" Right? Starting conversation. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I did actually. I just finished a job with them earlier because I had worked that job earlier that day. And then we just small talk a little bit. She's like, "I'm in school," and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. Somebody comes in and is like, "Hey, so this is what you guys are going to be doing today." They tell us a bunch of stuff. We're like, yeah, sure, that sounds good. They give us the underwear. We change. She changes, gets in the robe. I change. And then we go to set. So we're on set, and then she goes, "Hey, actually, I don't really want to do anything that's like too risque. Like, I don't want to be in a bed, like, because they didn't tell us anything about what we were gonna do. They literally just booked us the day before. Like, hey, can you guys do this last minute, right? I didn't know her before. She didn't know me before. They just booked two random people and were like, "Oh, you're gonna be a couple," and then they wanted to have us like rolling around in bed together, me shirtless. Us saying things that are a little bit sexual, and she's like, "I can't do this. I'm in a sorority. They're gonna kick me out if I have anything risque online, anything that's kind of like, sexual." So then there's a lot of stuff she won't do, even by herself. She won't do it. She's like, I won't sit in the bed in my underwear and like say these things because that's just too risque. Like, so I know it wasn't just me, because there's things she wouldn't even do by herself. Me, they try to have me have my shirt off. I'm like, y'all didn't tell me that. Y'all can't just spring that on me last second. Like, I'm not doing that. I need to get paid extra for that. So then they're like, all right, cool. Well, can you guys at least do these things? And so we're like, yeah, we can do these things. So one of the things that we're doing is like modeling the underwear. So we model it. Then you hold it up, and then you kind of hold it to the camera, modeling it. So she does hers. She's in her underwear. I turn away the opposite direction, and then I continue editing my video. I go up, whatever, do my thing. Then we have to model it together. So we model the underwear together. We have to look at each other, smile in each other's eyes, and like, have fun, kind of be playful. I'm being playful. I'm being fun. I've done like UGC and commercial stuff before, so I know how to be like silly for it and have fun. So I'm having fun with the person that's shooting it. I'm saying like funny, clever things, right? Just a good, personable person, right? Showing my charisma. But I'm not directing my charisma at her. So then she's finished early, right? She goes, she does a few more things, and she finishes early because she wants to do even less of what they're asking her than I'm willing to do. I'm willing to do some of it, not all of it. She's pretty much not willing to do anything besides just model it. So she finishes what she's doing. She's leaving now. I'm editing my video still because I'm trying to get it out pretty soon. She says bye, but she's looking at the person shooting. So I'm like, all right, she's talking to her. She walks by me and keeps going. I'm like, all right. I didn't say anything. I just keep doing my thing. So then I finish what I'm doing. She's gone. I'm thinking maybe she's gonna come back and say bye, but she didn't. She just keeps going. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I finish what I'm doing. I grab my phone because I'm leaving. I look at my phone and she's following me. Now, I didn't introduce myself. I didn't say my name to this girl. We didn't talk about hanging out. We barely talked about anything. We just had that little small talk. And then there was one other point where we were talking about how they just kind of sprung this on us and it's kind of crazy. They didn't really tell us anything. We were kind of just like venting over that. But she followed me. There was a sign out sheet. So she went to the sign out sheet. This is the only way she could have done it. She went to the sign out sheet and she found my name on the sign out sheet and then she followed me. But this is without me ever showing any interest. I literally, when she was there modeling, I'm looking away from her because I don't want to be creepy, right? I don't want to be creepy and she's in her underwear and I'm just staring at her. So I'm like, all right, let me look away, which is showing even less interest than if I had been looking, right? There was nothing there at all. I didn't speak unless spoken to, but she went out of her way to find me and add me, right? So this is what I'm saying. Girls will show you, and these are small things. This is just Instagram. These are small things. And these are like small things. Like following on Instagram is not that big of a deal. Like catching the girl where my shirtless picture was the last thing she was looking at, that's a little bit more of like a definite she found me attractive thing. But both of these are just like small examples. But if these things are happening to you, right, on a fairly consistent basis, then you can be a bit more sure and use these as more solid cases for you to believe that you're handsome, as opposed to things that are kind of hard to determine, like proximity, or, you know, if a girl's ignoring you, you don't know if it's intimidation, you don't know if it's because she doesn't realize you're there, right? You don't know. But with these, they're a little bit more solid. She's physical with you, she initiates it, she's cool with you being in her space, she's cool with getting in your space, right? And she initiates interest without you having to show her that you're interested in her. It doesn't require you to be interested in her for her to be interested in you. That's a great sign that you are attractive. And if you have a lot of those experiences, then you know that you are attractive, right? So you don't have to be unsure. And when you are in situations where it is a bit more subtle and you're not sure, you can use these experiences to know for sure that you're attractive. So then you can read those situations that are subtle a bit more clearly. So that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section. I got my coaching calls in the description box, Instagram in the description box. And y'all know what it is. It's mind over matter, Marvel over matter. Let's get it.